I don't think we kill plays enough to get the puck out of our end zone quick enough. So to get our offense to go is we need to play better defense. And it's not blowing things up and changing things. It's just re-identifying how we played, how successful we were when we were on our game. And showed tape today, went over a number of different things in practice today. We'll show tape tomorrow. Just reclaiming a little bit of our structure.
It looked like you were being specific to the middle of the ice there, right, in the defensive
Well,
end. Yeah.
you guys watch the games, right? There are so many plays made through us into the most dangerous part of the ice that we have no chance. And so, yeah, I have faith in the group because I've seen them do it. I've seen them do it for a long time this year. It's just a matter of us getting back to it. I do believe the lack of practice time and just the grind of the January month caught up to us, okay? If that's an excuse, so be it. Not now. This is a sprint now. We got 32 games. This is a sprint, and we should be refreshed and ready to go and play our game.
You defensively looked like Cam York and Jamie Drysdale were doing a bunch of the drills together. If they are a pairing, what are you hoping to see from them? And they both kind of play a similar game, so how would they play off each other?
Well, I'm not sure they're the similar game. I think Cam York is one of our better defenders. I think Jamie has a ways to go to learn that part of the game. Quite honestly, I'd like to see Cam York teach him. I think when you have a peer, two young guys in the league, and Cam York, where I think he's progressed as we've gone through here. Remember at the beginning of the year, I didn't think Cam York was a National Hockey League player. I wasn't sure, judging from his last quarter of the prior year. Cam is probably one of our better defenders, and you know, I'm probably going to be going with the 7D because I think I have to. I don't want to sit one of those D out because I think they need to play. Mark will probably be the guy out, so they'll be paired at times, but not all the time, basically with the odd number. But I liked how they handle themselves just in the drill here. I watched Cam go over to Jamie and talk to him a little bit. I think that's very important for that communication to happen instead of me beating him over the head with my stick trying to teach him. It's better coming from a teammate.
I saw you talking to Cam a little bit there towards the end. Is it just, he was asking questions, it seemed like. Does that show you kind of where his game is now, the confidence to come and speak to you, the confidence he shows on the ice? Yeah,
Cam doesn't speak to me much. He never has. I don't know why, but I think I went to him too, and because I wanted to let him know, because there was one play he handled it very well, and I asked him, make sure Jamie understands that too. So I want to be a conduit between the players talking with one another and helping one another instead of always coming from a coach. I think it's so much more effective than hearing from the coach every day. So I think that's a big part of young guys growing up.
And they actually have a relationship off the ice. They're pretty
Yes.
close off the ice. So does that, from your perspective, does that make it even easier when you put those ties together? They already have open communication like that?
I think so. I would like to think that maybe when they're having dinner together, and I'm not sure if this happens, they might talk hockey. I don't know. If I ever heard that that's what was going on, I'd wet my pants because I think that's the time. When you bring a player in as a coach and you're teaching them over a desk or on a whiteboard, it's not as effective as skating around the rink or two players having lunch together and saying, this is kind of what I'm thinking. That's so much more effective. I hope it's happening. I'm not sure if it is, but if it does, it's so much more effective than coming from coaching staff.
And Owen
sorry.
Tippett coming back in, how much does that help your offense? Been out the last couple games.
Well, Owen Tippett, he develops offense on his own. We have struggled, I think, offensively with our confidence. Coots and TK have had some struggles a little bit, which is a big part of us moving forward offensively. You bring Tip in, I think I can bounce him around on different lines. Where he's going to bring it himself, and I think he can. I think he's at the point in his career where he feels he can help other people, and at such a young age, and we need that. If we're going to have any chance to stay competitive, he has to be a big part of not only him bringing it, but also helping other guys offensively.
And sorry, to go back to Cam real quick.
That's
I think
okay.
one of the first things I ever asked you was, had you talked to Cam York because you had benched him? It was late October, early November. And now you're saying at that time, you weren't even sure if he was an NHL player. What has changed from your perspective in terms of his game between then and now?
He's grown. He's, like I told the team, I think I have one of the best coaches in the game as far as that position in Bradshaw. I think Bradshaw and him have a really good relationship. But I'll give Shawzy credit, but it comes down to the player ultimately. He's grown. I hope he's listened. I hope he's learned through some of the experiences. And that's what is developing a young player, is giving him the opportunity to play the games, let him go through some of his mistakes, teach him, kick him, bench him, hug him, whatever you want to do during that time. But eventually, he's got to feel, I can do this, that I am good enough. And also take the coaching also and bring that in. And I think Cam has done that. I think he's grown as we've gone through this year. Everybody thinks he's an offensive guy. Like I've told you guys, I think he'll bring some offense. I don't think that's his calling, though. I think he's a guy that's going to be up the ice in a bit of a rover position, but I think he is one of our best defenders in our end zone and getting us out of our end zone.
Is it closing gaps that he's done better? Is it
Much better. Yeah, much. His whole game has been much better. He's not a big guy, and that's why I think he's learned to use his stick and use his position to where he's not just in one-on-one battles trying to stop these plays. I think he's got a good sense to him, and he still has to get better. We're going to still keep on working with him, but I think he's made tremendous improvement.
Do you have any thoughts on Joel Farabee trying the Michigan the other day?
Yeah, they all looked at me behind the bench, and I told them, I said, I will take that goal off the board if that happens.
Sure you will.
No, I won't. But yeah, it was. Of course, the first guy that looks over his shoulder at me is TK. He's on the bench when he saw Joel do that, and I don't know what I'd do if that happens. But
I talked to Sergei Bobrovsky down at the All-Star game.
Yes.
And, I asked him, is he surprised by the Flyers and how well they're playing this year? And he said no, because John Tortorella is the coach. But from your perspective, how do you remember Sergei Bobrovsky and what he brings?
one of the greatest competitors, one of the greatest guys in preparing. He's the ultimate. He is prepared each and every game, and Bob and I had some ups and downs, as all players do, I guess. We all go through that, never in a personal type thing. But the thing that I'm so happy for him, the biggest thing was playoffs, right? Where was Bob during playoffs? I asked him that in Columbus. We need you in playoffs. I watch him grow with us in Columbus, and now some of the things he's done during some series, he's turned into a very important guy for this team. And I've just, he texts me on holidays and stuff like that, so we kind of stay in touch that way. But I'm thrilled for him because I grinded him. I was hard on him. Went through a lot of ups and downs at Columbus, and I've watched him grow into be one of the best goalies in the league.